citizen of the world.
But we shouldn't forget that actually this world is making laws for immigration, building walls, to stop people.
And there's a class dynamic to it. Me as a middle class person, is much easier to kind of move around as opposed to someone who's...
So it's good to remind that, and that's why people, maybe everybody here has picked an artistic job where they are really not these frontiers, but other people are truck drivers. I mean, they're doing basic job and maybe have the same dream as you guys, but they can't because they don't know how to do something else. So it's just good to remind that we live in a world where the laws are really restrictive, and the system and the states are really like narrowing the traveling or the possibility for people to move around. So
it makes us a revolution in ourselves in a way. Like we don't fit into that. We completely, not even by choices sometimes, we completely rejected it.
But Eugene, well, talk about the work now and talking about all these frontiers and being locked and stopped and how the work gave you that new space.
Like we create dream spaces, right? This is a dream space that we're sitting in. This is a different, more beautiful, more nurturing way of being. And like these conversations, I mean, whatever I thought, because there's constant ambivalence. You're constantly like questioning yourself. I was just saying to Khaled, it's like you're constantly gutting yourself and rethinking. But like at the same time, also for me, like dreams are woven with threads of truth. So the reality is also that there's a world out there that's very different. That power, is real. Power in all its machines and all its constructs and all its mechanics and all its laws and it's real. And power on a day-to-day basis crushes down people, divides them, builds the fences. So it's also not, as an artist, we are given privileged spaces where we don't have to, we're not directly in the way of power's crushing machine. But average citizens in the world, the majority of them, live under the stone crusher. So for me, like again, yes, cross-cultural, transcultural, transcendental, transcendent identities, we must hold the dream. And we must be the dream. But at the same time, like Africa's problems, Africa's challenges in the world are different to France's. And we cannot, we still, not even just Africa, but Latin America, Asia, the people, they are still trapped in the chains of slavery and the ideological cultural chains of slavery, the story, the mythical chains of slavery. Colonialism is real, and there still are the villas in Kenya where English people live like gods. You still have the consequences. Joburg.
English people live like gods.
But one would think
British
that
people live like that.
But one would have thought because of the Mau, because of the independence, that all of that would have changed, but it doesn't. So, and then also institutional racism in all its forms, those things have not gone. Like the war on the woman and the womb, perpetuated on a second-by-second basis. So, whilst on the one hand, I think it's important for us to be and live in dream spaces and create dream spaces, we also have to situate our energies and our activisms in the gutter. Because, and that's why I'm saying, for example, sometimes fuck Europe, fuck America, and fuck the obsession with foreign funding in films. Because it just means that we subvert, we reprioritize, and we ask for permission. Please, sir, can you give us some more?
We adapt our stories.
So for me, it's let us, so that's why I would say that of necessity, because, it's the same with Biko. You have the grand ideals, we are their conscious beings operating, but we have the responsibility to help people who still have to make their way from the consequence of slavery. There's still farm workers in this country who get paid with alcohol. So make their way from all of those cages. We still have that, and I mean, as an artist or activist, I can't renege on that responsibility.
So you think there's a leadership, like let's say just this little group here has some kind of mission of leadership?
Exactly, and we have to also do practical work, and sometimes combat work, to stop the machine and to create the new world we dream of.
Okay, thank you very much.
Avant que nous nous quittions, j'aimerais remercier tous les invités d'aujourd'hui. Nous avions donc Eugène Paramer, nous avions Khalid Chamis, nous avions Chris Wessel et nous avions Katharina Edren. Merci et merci Jean-Pierre.
Merci à toi Claude. Donc nous constatons quand même qu'avec une discussion comme celle-ci, l'Afrique, jusqu'à présent, qui fête l'année prochaine les 50 ans de son indépendance, n'a pas réussi quand même à proposer un projet intéressant à ses citoyens. Donc on constate aussi que cette culture qui est quand même tout le temps en marge semble être finalement la solution qui se présente pour, disons, ce continent. Alors, les politiques ont eu leur chance, on n'a pas eu de résultats. On a eu les économistes, la Banque mondiale et tous les autres, on n'a pas eu de résultats. On a peut-être les footballeurs actuellement, on attend les résultats, mais c'est déjà pas mal. Mais ils ont dû s'imprégner dans un monde universel quand même, c'est-à-dire ils sont sortis de chez eux. On se demande si finalement, ce n'est pas aux artistes qu'il faudrait confier finalement l'avenir de l'Afrique. C'est-à-dire que là maintenant, il y a une espèce de projet qui s'est mis en route individuellement et collectivement aussi à la fois. Et ce projet, je trouve finalement, est quand même ce qui réussit le mieux. C'est-à-dire qu'à la fois, l'Afrique réussit une transformation au niveau des individus, au niveau collectif, et surtout énonce clairement ce qu'elle a envie d'être. Donc j'aimerais que ce projet, finalement, qui est un projet de développement, soit quand même aussi intégré dans ce que l'Afrique va devenir demain. Claude.
Jean-Pierre, on a beaucoup parlé d'identité, on a beaucoup parlé d'africanité, mais pour conclure cette émission, la question que je me pose, c'est à quand un monde sans étrangers ?